they're doing a lot of things right, Ember RV is, but there's still a few areas to improve, like on the rock and roll hitch up front. The frame should be fully integrated instead of a drop frame.
No, you know what this is? This is a trash chute. You put your trash can in there, and then you can empty it from the outside.
Cubby's bedroom.
What?
As you could tell, we really like off-roading. In this video, we are here in Quartzsite, Arizona, and we are going to attempt to look at some off-road travel trailers. We typically don't do a ton of like rig walkthroughs or rig tours, but there's been an influx of capable off-road travel trailers that are, designed to go on four-wheel drive trails, and that's something that we are interested in. And we're going to try and tour some today.
Yes, RV manufacturers are finally catching on that the off-road industry is blowing up, and they are making more, like Jesse said, rigs with capable suspension for that kind of activity. And there are some of those at the Quartzsite RV show that we are going to seek out, and we are going to show you guys what they're all about. So
we hope you guys enjoy this tour video, and we hope that you appreciate the perspective of off-roaders. So a lot of these tour videos are done by RVers trying to show you an RV that's off-road capable, but we consider ourselves off-roaders, and we're going to show you from a perspective of true off-roaders and show you what we like and what we don't like. As soon as we came into the show, we saw a bunch of these Ember RVs. We are here currently in the 191 MSL, which is a single axle off-road overland travel trailer. And we're gonna kind of do a walkthrough, show you some of the stuff that we like, maybe talk about stuff we dislike, we don't know. We've seen these online, but not in person.
I'm really excited about this because just by walking by and looking at the suspension, it looks like a super capable RV. So it's really the kind of rig that's going to get you out there, way out in the boonies, away from where all of the other RVs can go. Be adventurous.
Yeah, and it is a little loud today, so we're going to do our best to, have good audio today.
Alright, so the first thing that we want to show you on this Ember RV is the independent suspension.
So this is Curt manufacturing independent suspension, and it's kind of like a trailing arm setup, like a reverse A-arm. What we love is that it has a coil spring, dual shocks on each tire, and it's going to allow you to really get off-grid a lot more for many reasons. One, it's probably going to articulate a bit more than a leaf spring setup because it's independent from the opposite side. And then two, it's just going to handle all those bumps and whoops and rock crawling a lot better than a traditional setup with leaf springs. This model just has 2 tires. A lot of their rig will have 4 tires or a tandem axle. I think that a tandem axle is going to be much better off-road. It's going to feel more stable, more planted, and you have those extra tires in case you do get a flat tire out on the trail. So another thing I really like about this is they have an integrated emergency brake, which actually presses on the tires. So you pop this in and there's a bar that you adjust and it locks it in, so it helps stabilize the rig when you're parked, but also it's kind of like an emergency brake. I really like that. It's manual, it's simple. That's a really cool feature.
So this little bay right here is completely unique to this particular Ember model, and one of my favorite features, this huge door that opens up, and it has like a screen closure right here, which is closed up with Velcro. So that's really nice. You can open it up and put bikes or probably even a dirt bike or whatever cargo you want in here. And then it has the bunk beds on the inside that you can adjust the levels of. To move around to put whatever you need to put in there for travel days, and then take it out when you arrive. And it has a rear storage access as well. right over here to this area. So quite a bit of access to the outside.
So another thing we like is how they mounted the rear spare. It's up high, it is mounted to the frame, and then they have a tube running up here, and then it's mounted a second point. So it's really stable, and it's not under your rig. So if you get a flat tire when you're on the trail and you can't access that, if it's under, it might be difficult to get to your tire, to get it down and get it off. So that's nice that that's there. They have a nice receiver. And then one more thing that they did is they have these rub rails on all the corners. I figure these are for trees, for brush, whatever. And then on the top, it's hard to tell, but right here, they have rub rails all across the roof, all across the back, so you're gonna have less damage from trees and brush.
Another feature that we like is this mounting point for your aluminum telescoping ladder. So that's an on-the-go ladder receiver that you can attach right up there and don't have to strap it with, zip ties or what have you to some random points, and you can go with or without the ladder, which is nice.
And these rigs, they have multiple different solar and battery options factory as well. They have very, very high water capacities. I believe this small little rig has 55 gallons of fresh water, which is insane and super huge, because if you're going off grid super far, you might be out there for a while, multiple days, moving every day. So water is very, very important. Solar is very, very important. Another really cool feature about this rig is they do this stamped steel storage bay. Like up here, you could do firewood, whatever you want. You can tie stuff down. They have the, how do we open this?
Push. There you go.
They have the cool Overland style latches that I don't know how to open. You have propane here, and then on the other side, just storage, batteries and storage, which is super, super nice. They have the new Lippert tongue jack, which is really cool because you're not going to have your jack here interfering with your tailgate. You have a lot more clearance, and apparently they're super stable. And then they also have Lippert's drop stabilizers here, which they're a little bit higher. They're a little bit more high clearance, which is really nice. So one thing I actually dislike is how they have this drop frame. I would have liked to see this whole beam be integrated into here, but this is definitely easier to build it this way. But in reality, it would be much better if this beam was integrated into here. It would be a lot stronger and you'd have more clearance.
Honestly, not really a fan of how tiny this underbelly is. It is super narrow, super duper small, but you do get a lot of under the bed storage right there.
This one looks like it has a Go Power solar controller built in, so I imagine it has some sort of solar setup. What is cool too, see how this flips down? What does this act as?
A table.
Acts as a nice table, so that's something that they literally flipped them the opposite way, and they're so much better, especially when space is at a premium. This is a nice feature.
That is really nice. One of my favorite features, which seems silly, is this wonderful skylight that you can either use like a screen or
open,
completely open, and then you can twist that to actually give you some additional ventilation in here, which is really nice. Or close it up like that for nighttime when you're sleeping.
Very small overhead cabinets. Space is at a premium. You got your exit window here. Here you have a TV. You have a little storage area.
This is a Murphy bed, correct?
This is a Murphy bed in this model. Oh, God. Let's see. So this flips up, and then you have another couch here, which is nice.
It's a Happy Jack couch.
Happy Jack couch, yeah. So basically, when this slide is out and the bed is up, you have two couches, and I believe you have two tables as well, which is nice because the problem is with a smaller rig like this, it has to be versatile. Like in a perfect world, we'd love to have our bed set up all the time and not have to fold it up, but you need smaller so you can go further off-road. Needs to be more capable, nimble on those lighter trails. This is a sacrifice you may have to make. Then obviously this folds down to a bed as well. You got some really deep, big storage back here, and there is an additional table. So there's a table similar to this over here, which is nice. This layout's really cool.
Yeah, like Jesse said, the slide isn't even all the way out, but when it is out, there's quite a bit of space in here. And technically, this rig sleeps 6 people. 2 on the front bed, This folds out into a bed, which, you know, maybe 2 smaller people could sleep there. And then, of course, the 2 bunks in the back. So technically, it's a 6-person sleeper. I wouldn't be living in here full time with 6 people, but...
Okay, so kitchen is quite small, which is expected in a rig like this. The sink is actually pretty
humongous.
big. Obviously, this gives you more counter space when you're prepping. I personally really like this Greystone 2-burner. We typically don't even use our 3rd burner in our full-size rig. And what I like about having it this way is obviously you got storage when this is, I mean, surface space when this is down. But it just saves a lot of room, in my opinion, on your counter. They have a little baby fan here. Furrion microwave, which if you have enough solar, you could easily run that off solar. 1 cabinet here with 2 shelves. One thing that's kind of, I think it should be added and you should have the option, would be a flip up counter extension here. I think that should be a factory option, like our Grand Design came with that factory. Yes, it will block your walkway, but if you're prepping and it's cold outside or raining, everyone's gonna be in here. More counter space, the better. But you also do have a table right behind you, and then when that's flipped up into a bed, there's a table right there as well.
Mm-hmm. Let's check out how big is this area. Oh, okay.
Not terrible.
Not bad, not bad.
A lot of drawers, which is nice. They're big, full-length drawers. This unit has a GE fridge, which I don't know that I've ever seen one in an RV.
Fancy.
Decent size. I imagine it is 12 volt.
12 volt, yeah.
Because I'm not seeing an option to switch to propane, so I'm assuming this is a 12 volt fridge.
Looks like it.
Which I personally like that. We've loved our Furrion 12 volt fridge. Air conditioner in case you get caught on a hot day, but hopefully you're not getting caught on a hot day because hot day in RV is terrible.
And then last but not least, the bathroom. Pretty spacious, good amount of counter space, you know, nice big vanity there. And a big sink, relatively big sink. Our sink in our Grand Design is teeny tiny, and I splash water all over the place when I'm trying to wash my face, so that's a pretty nice big sink. Good storage down here and all of that. And a water miser shower. So it essentially recycles the water that's coming out until it gets hot. Is that right?
Yeah, so you're not wasting your water just going down into your gray tank. So basically, it'll recycle, and then you see this blue thing right here? It'll turn red, and that's indicating, hey, the water is hot, go ahead and take your shower. And then once you start using it, you flip this switch, and then now it's not going to recycle, so it's not going to dump your gray back on your head. So you run it, you just let it run in a circle till this turns red, then you flip this, and then now your hot water is coming out and it's no longer recycling. So this was the area we showed you from the outside. This is the big door that opens up, and Melissa was saying that, you know, this could be Lincoln's bed, and then she could have like a standing desk or a sitting desk. You could put a chair here. We could bring our mountain bikes in here. And what's really cool is they have this, I believe this is called an E-track or a A-track. They make different styles, and I'm not 100% familiar the name of this one. But basically, you can pull these pins, and you can adjust the bunks, both of them, to whatever height you want, or you could get rid of them completely. There's all sorts of options. You could use this top one just as a shelf. You could put, like, you know, your backpacks up here or whatever. You could have somebody sleep here, or if you're just 2 people, you could just have this as a multi-purpose space. Oh, and it's set up with 4G LTE, which you're probably going to need Starlink if you're going off grid, like this trailer should be actually used for.
Yeah, that's kind of the point of a rig like this ridiculous suspension to bring you to wherever you want to go in the middle of the forest, in you know, some really rocky roads, like really uneven terrain that you can't get to with a regular RV. So now we are at the 201 FBQ model, and one of the immediate features that we notice from the outside is this pretty handy compartment that goes all the way through underneath your kitchen area, and you know, you can put whatever you want in here. Just, you said that there's a
outlet
outlet there,
which is 110
outlet,
unless you have like a whole house inverter, but still just a cool option. It just gives you an way to pass it through or access your storage on the inside and the outside. It's kind of cool.
Oh, I know what this is. You know what? It's a trash chute, so you can put your full-size trash can in there and then empty it out from the side.
Yeah, obviously not off-road, in a nice landfill or wherever you're supposed to put your trash. Not out in the desert or in the mountains. Come on, guys. We've cleaned up enough of your trash. I'm gonna go in. This is the 201 FBQ. Let's check it out. Okay, so this has one slide. Most of these units have one slide. So this one has a full bed, which is pretty nice because then that way you don't have to set up or break down. It has a jackknife sofa. It has a ton of rocks on the floor because there's about 1 million people going in here. They utilize this corner nicely, put some storage. Obviously, you have all the overhead. You have the super nice European style skylight with the screen and the shade. This slide seems to be very similar, like a lot of the other models. They have the storage back here. These nice big cabinets. They seem a little awkward, I'm not gonna lie, but I think they did a good job of making it work well. Here's that pass-through from the inside. Obviously you got your TV, which is on a swivel so you can watch from your bed. Good amount of counter space. I like personally the 2 burners right there. Melissa, what do we got over here?
A bathroom.
We got a bathroom. Very typical, nice corner shower bath. Your fridge here right at the entrance.
I really like
some
this
folding
feature.
shelves.
They've got some I can't even let them do that. But they have some shelves that fold.
That's actually really nice because they have the magnet. So if you have some taller items, you can fold a shelf up.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome. All right, so now we're in the 221 MDB, and I love that they utilize the bunk space back there to give you larger bunks that actually fold up from the bottom so that you can put bikes or whatever other larger items that you want to store on travel days in here. We like that it opens up the space so much.
Lincoln, do you like this one?
Yeah.
This might be the one for us. Yes, the slide opens it up really nicely. I think this would be what we would want, this model.
It does have a nice big couch. You can easily fit a family of at least 3 people there.
And then it has the Murphy here as well, which is your master bedroom. Let's see if I can, how do you do this?
I think you pull
lift
from the bottom.
Okay.
There we go.
Flop it down.
Got it.
So that was pretty easy there. And then they have a nice latch, which is basically a baggage door latch that holds the whole bed and everything up there. And then your bed just folds out. It might not be the most comfortable, but that's pretty easy with your blankets and everything. And then that way you got your bed here. You can have your couch set up all the time. And then you have your bunks. I really like what they're doing with this model.
Another thing I really like that they're doing in these RVs is they have, these basically these boards here for your clothes, but instead of making it a triangular shaped compartment, they're actually cutting it off and opening it up on the back end so you can actually use that space rather than just storing stuff back there that's harder to get to. They make it a lot easier to access with this style.
Kitchen is nice and roomy. Obviously, you guys got to remember this slide would be out all the way. You have the table here, and then I believe when you have this other bed up, there's another table attachment there. Your TV is here, which can pivot. So if you want to watch it from your couch or from your bed, you can. Bathroom is very big, actually. It is quite nice. You got your vanity. They put LED lights around these. The shower is pretty good. Maybe not if you're super tall or super wide, because like my shoulder is going to be kind of touching here.
I definitely love the light, bright, modern interiors. That's definitely something that more RV manufacturers have been doing in the recent years. Finally, makes it feel, a lot bigger having this light coloring in here.
What does Lincoln think?
Lincoln, do you like it?
Yeah, he's checking the quality. He's doing this. How's the quality, bud? Shower miser. This would be Lincoln's bedroom here. And it's a little cramped because obviously the slide. What Melissa was saying is this part folds up so you can put bikes or larger items. Your stowaway ladder is here. These bunks are plenty big in my opinion.
Another GE fridge in this model.
Which I assume is 12 volt.
Yeah.
Got a nice latch so when you're off-roading, it doesn't open up on you. Overall, These rigs are pretty sweet. Only thing I would like to see differently is an articulating hitch.
Yeah.
And then the frame. I don't like the drop frame. I wish it was integrated so it was a lot stronger. But they're doing some right stuff.